Hey everyone, I'm Loretta, and sorry it's been a while since I've uploaded a video or even been on this channel actually. But to be honest, I've been reading a lot of Kindle Unlimited books, and for me personally, it's hard to talk and make a video about a Kindle Unlimited book, especially because I'm either reading it on my phone or reading it on the Kindle or reading it on the laptop. So I've decided to, I canceled my Kindle Unlimited subscription, and instead of doing Kindle Unlimited every month, I'm going to set aside, hey, I'm going to spend this amount of money on a few books every month. And this month, I found, I believe it is like 22, sorry, the Coda walked by and slobbered all over the book. It is 22 books, and that I was able to buy with this month's budget. Now these books are like 99 cents to a few dollars each, and I have Amazon Prime. I'm a Prime member, and I was able to get them free shipping. I ordered Monday and today is Wednesday, and I got them today, and I think there's only a couple more that I have not got. I think there was 22 and I got like 19 today. So I'm going to show you some of the books, and then I'm going to make a separate video on this particular book right here. Yes, this one. I read this one today. I was able to finish it. To be honest, when I ordered and got these books, a few of the books, all of the books, I did not at all read the descriptions on the books. I was like, oh, this is a genre that I would like, or I have been reading. A lot of the books that I will be reading from now on will be like romance books, as that's what I've been primarily reading a lot, and a lot of fantasy books. So, in my next batch of books, next month, for August, will be fantasy books that I'll order, along with some normal romance books, as I really love my romance books. So, I was able to, I'm just going to show them to you, I'm not going to say anything about them, get these books. I think it's pretty neat that I was able to get all these books with such a small budget that I have personally. Now, some of these books are a little more, not necessarily out there, but you have to keep an open mind, and you have to know what the genre is about. So like a lot of these are motorcycle club romance books. These 3 books right here are all by the same author, and they're like ranch farmer romance books. So I'm pretty excited about all this. As you can tell, some of these books are really short and really small. Like this one, it's like 90 pages, I believe. And then you go over to the books that I first started with, and this is 246, but it also depends on the style, like how large the print is and stuff like that. So normally, if I was in a bookstore, I wouldn't even looked at this book because I'm not a fan of small books. Just like I wouldn't have even looked at this one just because of how tiny it is. In high school, in middle school and everything, when I was reading a lot of my teacher's books, I would only read the books that were giant. I loved giant books, and I don't know why. Even when I went to the library, unless it was like a picture book about like animals or space or anything like that, I wanted the large books. I'm sorry, my cat just knocked over my camera. My camera was set up on a tote, and my cat tried climbing up on the tote, and my camera was leaning against a ball of yarn because I have my boutique, and I tried to catch her, but she tipped it all over. So I apologize about that. But here's the last of the books. Heck, I should have read, or at least looked at these, as this is a prequel to an actual book. And if I would have known that, I would have just ordered the actual book and not the prequel, because this is going to drive me insane, especially if I like this and then I don't like the price of the actual book. Because that might be it. It might be that this one was pretty cheap because it's a tiny little prequel, but then the other one might be really expensive, and it might, in my version of really expensive, and someone else's might be a little bit different. Hey, Coda. But, and then there's these ones. This one is about a rancher that goes into a motorcycle club. This is another big book, but like I said, a lot I did not read the description on any of these books, and I really should have, because this one is about a guy falling in love with another guy, and I normally don't. I read all sorts of books, but I normally don't read these unless I'm specifically asked to read one. So when I go out onto this, I know it's a sensitive subject for some people. My opinion is you do what you want, you love who you want, but I'm going to put this out there that I am going to read this book, and I'm going to put my opinion on the storyline. I'm going to judge it based on how I've judged every other book that I have read, from like the grammar to the font size to how it's set up and everything like that. So there's these two, and to be honest, I'll probably read this one close to the last, if not last, which is why it's at the bottom of the pile. Which I wouldn't have put it at the bottom of the pile because it is a large book, but I wasn't sure if I would like it because I normally don't read those books. So, the next one will probably be one of these four that I read. I don't know. I know one of these is a second chance romance book, and I'm not a huge fan personally of second chance romance books, which I don't know if it's because I just don't think that I could fall in love again with any of my exes or something like that, or if it's just like the genre it is or anything like that, but I will read it and give my best opinion on the book itself, if that makes sense, in the storyline. I try to keep my personal opinion out of a lot of the books that I read, which I will talk a little bit about in the next video. And I really appreciate everyone who subscribed and liked their channel and asked different questions and everything. Thank you to everyone who has supported this little dream of mine. I love talking about books, and I love reading books, and especially like the fantasy and the romance and things like that. I really appreciate it. Thank you.